Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. How you all doing? Happy New Year. How was the New Year? I'm happy to be here and I'm grateful for all the support I've been receiving so far since the starting of this channel. How was your New Year holiday? I think everyone is doing good by the grace of God. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm new on here and I appreciate all your efforts. I appreciate all your efforts. Let me dive into the topic of today. Today, we will be discussing about a particular company called Neolife. Allegedly, I've been hearing and I've also confirmed that this company exploits young, vulnerable Nigerian youths and even goes to other people, to adults, yeah, exploits young, vulnerable Nigerian youths. And I have seen so many videos about these people whereby the victims of the victims who have worked in the organization come out to share their experience. And always their experience is always a bad experience. It's not always a good experience. And today I'm here to encourage us not to embark on that journey of you saying you want to join that company. Yes. This company they call it New Life. It was formerly named GNLD. And what does this say this company about? This company is owned by an American who go by the name Jeffrey Brassfield. And from my point of view, I think these people are exploiting us. And also the leaders in the organization are exploiting young vulnerable Nigerian youth for their personal purpose. Yeah. And come to think of it, they say they offer health and wellness products. And whereas they use people to sell products which does not work for a certain kind of illness or problem. Allegedly, yeah, allegedly. And I've come to think of it. What can I do to expose people? I know other people are also trying to expose their their evil doings because from my point of view this is evil doing because you are exploiting future leaders. I've come across more than 5 to 10 videos of these people, of the victims who have worked in this organization, coming forward to talk about their experience while in the system. And I also sat down and looked around my area and I discovered they are in my area here. And also they are all around Nigeria. And I'll enjoy you guys to discourage your friends, your relatives from joining them because at the end, regrets may follow. Going forward, this new life of a teen, I've seen so many people trek, walk long distance journey, which normal people don't do because I watched the victims talk about their experience when they joined the organization and the experience was not good. It was always try get experience. Check the numbers of people who have left new life today. In 100%, 90% don't have good experience. The remaining 10% just have good experience. And those who had good experience exploited someone to have that experience or have anything they attained in the organization. Many young vulnerable youths are being lured into the system because they tell them in 2 to 3 years you'll become a millionaire or billionaire, you will be traveling the world. Whereas this is deep lie. And I also want to ask you, my viewers, you see someone, I'm not saying you should judge a book by its cover, you see someone trekking all day and the person comes to meet you that if you don't join this organization, your life won't be better. Because yeah, when you're going on the road, you're walking on the road. Here in Nigeria, I don't know about other countries. You see these people with bags, they dress corporate, and you see them with a kind of a little small jar of a blue jar like this, and if you check those people, they are Neolife distributors because these people go as far as trekking miles just to sell the products to have something they call PV. I've done my research on them. That's why I see I'm having a little knowledge of them. PV, what is PV called? Point value. I've watched so many people drop out of schools to join this organization, having the belief that they will make it big from there one day, whereas they didn't know they were going into the drain to destroy themselves. And these organizations, they go forward to discourage you from to leave your comfort zone because they tell you different kinds of quotes, and when they tell you these kinds of quotes, you have no option than to believe them because you feel they are right. Yeah, they tell you to leave your comfort zone just to join them, and you joining them is them exploiting you because they are so-called leaders which always exploit. They go into many communities, many rural communities in Nigeria, and this is a big problem for us because allegedly, I think the government of Nigeria receives a huge tax from them. That's why they operate freely because the government is not questioning them. I'm not saying the government receives the tax. This is allegedly. The government is not questioning them, and there are many evidence of the evil doings they have been doing in our society because they are destroying people's lives. They are making young youths drop out of school. They will convince you to join them, and you have the hope that I'm going to make it big here one day. Whereas there's no way you're going to make it big from there because come to think of it, all health and wellness products in now Nigeria today, 100% of Nigerians, 80% don't need this thing they are selling here. And I see it as a form of exploitation. They are exploiting us, both the owner and the leaders here, because the leaders do it for their personal purpose, for their personal pockets, their personal gains. And when you encourage someone to go into, like, you are citing an example of someone who is in the organization who made it big by exploiting people. You show that person, see this person joined this organization when he had nothing, see him now is big. I will be confused to join you. And when I join, that's when I'll know the real fact of all this that's happening. I'm here to educate us and expose us to these dangers these people do to our youths. Because every youth is finding a way to be a better person, to be to be well and educated in life, to be rich. Yeah, every that's the way everyone finds in life. Yeah, and when you bring that kind of opportunity to any youth, even though I'm the one, and I don't know outside, I don't know anything outside my society. All I just know is inside my society. There's no way I won't be convinced to join them. I won't be convinced. And I'm just here to tell you guys that this company is not a company you think you can make it big from because they exploit you guys. I've watched many stories because these is not fictional stories. This is real stories whereby these people came and narrated their experience while in the organization. They trek miles. They teach them to be abnormal people, things that normal people don't do. They start to beg for transport, beg for things that they are not supposed to beg for because this problem is part of the problem we have in our country today. And allegedly, I think our Nigerian government receives a huge tax from them for not questioning them because come to think of it, they will have heard of all this that's happening to people who join them and they have no solution to it or they can't tell us they haven't heard of it. They know it was called GNLD, now it's called Neolife, and it's used to exploit young, vulnerable youths for their own personal purpose. Yeah, it's for their own personal purpose because if it's not for your own personal purpose, there's no way you will tell me to come do this thing that you are doing and you're not making it from it. Something others have done, and they are not making it from it just for your own personal purpose, but you convince people to do it. I'm not saying this to spoil anyone's business, but I'm saying this to save as much as many youths that are thinking of going into this in 2026. When I finish school, I'll go into this. But new life is not the way. I won't lie to you because, come to think of it, this PV they call it the certain point whereby they need to get certain to a certain point whereby they receive some kinds of money, and when you use over 308,000 naira to buy some certain product, I've been following them, and I've been following the experience of the victims of this organization. They buy products worth 308,000 naira, and after they get 6,000 naira profit. You come to think of it, you are buying a product of 308,000 naira. The profit you are supposed to get on that product may be 100 or 200,000 at least. And they work in the sun, they walk long miles to get customers. I've even heard that some women in the organization go as far as having sex with men, with people, to sell their products. Yeah, having sex with men, to intimate relationship with people to sell their products, which is not supposed to be so that way. Or think of it, come to think of it, have you ever seen any organization whereby for you to sell a certain product, you need to have an intimate relationship with some certain people? Think of it, because this is like exploiting you, the so-called leaders. The last stage of this organization is called the distributors, and they are the one that suffer it the most. The distributor, they need to ascertain a a certain PV number, that's point value number, move to a director. The director, distributor, and holders, they are not. If you see people who are making it from that business, it's from exploitation. I will not lie to you because I follow a lot of story of them. Because I, when I see, I have so many friends who are into it, but I've not been seeing them. I don't have their contacts. That's the problem. Because to convince someone to leave that organization will be a very hard work or big work for someone to do, because they already brainwashed you that it's only this way you can make it from. You not doing this, you will never make it, which is a lie. It's a big lie. Big lie. That's a big lie. I'm coming here to expose us because we all are vulnerable here. When we don't have goals, when I feel like I'm leaving school right now, what's the next thing for me to do? I am thinking about joining Neolife. Go sit down, search about it on YouTube or any other platforms. What's the aftermath of people who join Neolife? The aftermath experience. Yeah, who joined the organization? What's their life like? What's their life like before they joined and after they are not in the organization system again? I'm not here to spoil anyone's business, but the leaders here in Nigeria are exploiting young vulnerable youths for their personal purpose. And also, the owner of the company should know this, that there is no way in our Nigeria of today we don't need all these health awareness products to some certain extent, because check the rate of people. Most people don't eat per day in a day. Yeah, most people don't eat in a day. So someone who does not have money to feed, how will he have money to buy a wellness product, for crying out loud? Which is exploitation. You know the economy of the country, you know people are lamenting, and you are hereby encouraging the people to buy your products for your personal makings. I'm not spoiling your business. I'm not spoiling your business, but I'm here to let my fellow young Nigerians know that you joining this business is not a gateway to your success. It's the gateway. It's the gateway to failure. I won't lie to you, because they try to convince you. And if you have any friends, family, or anyone who is closer to you this organization, try to discourage them from going further into it because this new life of a company here in Nigeria will absolutely waste your productive years and leave you to years whereby there's nothing you can do with your life that are productive again. I'm not saying you cannot be productive at any certain age, but there's some certain age from 17 down to 35 years old. There's some certain things you can do in that age range whereby when you are attained from 40 downwards, you won't be able to do it or achieve it. I'm not here to spoil your business in your life, but I'm here to educate my fellow Nigerians and stop exploiting them because the leaders here in Nigeria, your leaders here in Nigeria, exploit young Nigerians, young vulnerable Nigerians to do things they are not supposed to do to sell your product and are starting that PV. We buy that PV, the money they get from it is nothing, is not even half or quarter of what they are invested in the business. And lastly, I'll say this. Everyone